Here's the brutal shit I learned about older women as a dating coach. A lot of men will not like to hear this, but you need to, especially if you're in the process of dating women or considering settling down for a long-term relationship. And if you stick around until number 10, I promise you, you won't make the wrong decision when trying to choose the right woman to deal with. So let's take this drive. Number 1, their biological time clock is ticking. So what does that actually mean? You see, older women have this thing, right, where when they age, it's like time's ticking. Because what does that mean? Well, they kind of lose that ability to, have kids, right? They lose that ability. So when they're in that, they're going through that phase, they're thinking about what? They're thinking about, well, I need to have some babies, right? So that's what you're gonna experience, especially with a lot of older women. They're gonna want that kid, right? I've dealt with this 30-year-old. She wasn't even financially together, right? She didn't even have her shit together. But guess what? She wanted a baby so damn bad. I'm like, why? Why do you want this damn baby? She's like, well, it'd just be nice to have one. I'm only getting older. And no, you're sitting here. You don't have your shit together. You're still trying to have this kid. And you don't have anything in place to actually take care of a kid. You're not even taking care of yourself. So how are you going to take care of a fucking child, right? So understand, when you're dealing with older women, I'm telling you, that mindset of them, thinking about, hey, I want to have a kid, I want to actually, start a family, that's definitely going to be at the top of their damn brain, right? That's going to be at the top of their head. So they're thinking about popping out some goddamn babies. Like, man, and if you aren't the type of man who can actually put his foot down, you're not secure, and you're not able to lead things how they should be, I'm sorry, man, but you're gonna be in for a world full of pain, because that woman's she's gonna trap you. She's gonna be doing some tricks in that bedroom, and you gonna be like, woo, woo, and there you go. And she ain't getting no plan B. She ain't getting no abortion. And she's having that. I'm trying to tell you. So you gotta be careful, man. Like, seriously. But that'll lead me to number 2. They're more subtle when it comes to manipulation. Now hear me out. When I was dealing with this older woman, right? The one thing I noticed about her, she would tell me stories. But why would she tell me these stories? Well, she'd tell me stories like, I was with this guy, and he was doing X, Y, Z, talking about the bad things, he was doing. And then she was like, well, I would love for him, to just take me on these trips, give me a nice bottle of wine, just pick me up and take me get my nails done, just do all these great things for me, because it would really allow me to be in my submissive. And what she tried to do there was plant the seed in my mind that I'd be doing all this shit for her, right? I'm like, baby, it ain't even been 2 weeks. You're sitting here trying to suggest the idea of me getting your nails done, paying for this, taking you out the country, doing all this shit. Baby, I ain't even know you 2 weeks. And that's where she disqualified the fuck out of herself. I said, oh yeah, it's over, right? Because you showed me your hand. You showed me your hand, and now I don't want to deal with you. So understand, when you're dealing with these older women, the things they do, the manipulation tactics, they're gonna be so much more smoother, subtle, because you gotta understand, they're vets. They're veterans in this game, right? They know what they're doing. They don't get to the age of 30, 40, 50 for no damn reason and have all this damn game. Nah, man. So older women are cold, man. Older women will really do it to you. You see these guys out here, dealing with these younger women. The younger women don't really have no game. A lot of younger women don't have no game. But the older ones, they're the ones coming for the check. They're the ones that you get married to them, and guess what? Oh, they taking everything if you leave. I'm telling you. So understand that when it comes to those older women, you have to be careful, especially if they're manipulative. You don't want to be dealing with a woman like that anyway, but they can be very discreet, more subtle, and if you're not careful, they will fuck you over, right? And trust me, you don't want to be that guy who gets fucked over by that woman. You want to be the guy who's dealing with a woman who truly likes you for you, who's not gonna do all that BS. I'm sorry about my camera, I gotta get a new fucking stand. I'm going to Best Buy right now, so I'm gonna get a new camera to get this shit together. But that'll lead me to number 3. They aren't getting the most attention like the younger women. So what does that actually mean, right? When it comes to these older women, younger women are obviously going to get more attention. Why? Because, you know, they're more beautiful in terms of like the face usually, right? Their time clock isn't necessarily ticking. They're not as experienced as, you know, older women in a sense, right? So typically what I see is the guys I coach, and even myself, now, personally, I like women my age, you know, or a bit even older sometimes. It really just depends on the vibe. But what I've noticed is these younger women typically get more attention because, for one, they don't have those wrinkles, right? They're not getting, you know, well, they're getting older, but their mindset, right? They know how to just go with the flow. They know how to just shut the fuck up and do what the man wants, right? And I hear from a lot of guys I coach, and guys, you know, when the topic of women comes around, it's like, yeah, man, you know, this chick, you know, she's 21, chick, she's 23, this chick, she's 20. I'm like, man, you know, these older guys are liking a lot of these younger women, and at first it kind of scared me because I'm like, you know, hey, now you're getting kind of close to 18, buddy. You're getting kind of close to below 18 now, my brother, right now. But no, honestly, the older women aren't getting as much of attention, right? Because you got the younger girls, you know, the younger women. They got, you know, they got the ass out, you know, the body sitting right. You know, yeah, you can go get work done, but let's be real. Over time, as the age, you know, goes up and up, you know, your body's gonna start to, you know, really show it, right? So yeah, you can go ahead and get this work done, but I'm telling you, you're gonna have to keep the upkeep for real. And you can just tell, man, like a chick who's 21, nice body, pretty face, versus a chick who's, you know, in her 40s, you know, you can just tell the difference, right? And you know, some women, they age gracefully, yes. But yeah, with that being said, man, you just gotta know, a lot of these older women aren't getting as much attention. And actually, it's kind of fucked up to say, but I'd even do this thing where I was approaching older women, and man, they were more appreciative of the fact that I actually approached them, had that conversation, flirted with them, because a lot of them, they feel like they're out of the game. They feel like, well, you know, they want these guys want the younger women, right? So yeah, that's a discrepancy I found, and you know, you can take advantage of that, especially, you know, if you're a guy in your 30s or 40s, you know, because these older women, believe it or not, they're not being approached by that right guy. And when they do get approached, it's like, yeah, man, they just don't have that guy, you know, with that substance, with that guy who really knows what he's doing, right? So that's where you can stick out, get in there, and do what you need to do. But that'll lead me to number 4, man. If you don't stay in your masculine frame, you're gonna get walked over. You're going to get walked over. When they see that you're a guy and you don't necessarily have a frame, you don't have a backbone, you can't, you know, set boundaries for yourself, oh man, they're gonna run you through the fucking fire. Oh man, I'm trying to tell you, because they're gonna take advantage, especially if they're that type of woman, right? Because the thing I found about older women, they tend to be a bit more like dominant, a bit more experienced. Like, they know what they want. So if you're not that man who's going to really lead them, if you're not that man who's really gonna set shit straight, and I had a woman who tried to come at me, telling me, hey, you're gonna do this, this, and this for me. And I told her, I said, no, I'm not gonna fucking do that for you, right? You don't come in my car in my presence demanding, you know, shit from me. Let's get this straight here, right? Because, you know, I'm a fun guy to be around. You know, I got this playful vibe. I'm cool, calm, collected, and I love to have a good time. But one thing you're never going to do with me, especially as a woman, is disrespect me, try to cross my boundaries, or tell me what the fuck I'm gonna be doing, right? That's how you get a first-way trip to your ass getting the fuck out my kingdom, the fuck out my empire, and you can go find somebody else who does, you know, want that. But me, you can get the fuck out my empire because I do not desire that behavior. Fuck are you talking about, right? So, you know what I mean? You gotta be able to set those boundaries, man. Hold that masculine frame and understand it's not about having power or trying to dominate her. It's just about respect at the end of the day. You know, don't let a woman come into your life and just tell you how shit's supposed to be. Baby, this amusement park, these rides, you know, all this shit was running way before you got here. So don't think because now that you're here, you know, shit is just gonna change. Nah, baby. Get with the program or get off this motherfucker, right? And listen, if you're a high-earning man, you should want that to be the case, for a woman to truly respect you and actually be the type of woman who's gonna add value to your life. But if you are that man who wants to achieve a better dating life, whether it's approaching attractive women fearlessly, landing more dates, or building that unshakable confidence, I created my CEO Dating Starter Kit to take you from absolutely horrible with women to confidently amazing with them. I've helped a ton of guys in there, and I definitely would love for you to be one of them, man. Just click that first link in my description, fill out the form, and you'll be able to access it once you do so. And that leads me to number 5. You'll see more success with older women when you're intentional, right? What does that mean? Because look, older women, you know, they've done the song dance, they've done the relationship thing so many times, most likely, right? So when you're intentional, you're purposeful, and you really know what you want, right? You're a man with vision. That's gonna be such a turn on, right? Because a lot of men are directionless. They don't know what they're doing. They don't know how to even, go about the idea of romance, right? They don't know how to cater to their woman. They don't know how to, set boundaries and really lead that woman to the promised land, help her elevate in so many different ways, right? So if you can be that guy who's intentional, purposeful, and really know what the fuck you're doing, know what you want, you're gonna have so much more success. And honestly, yeah, with older women, yeah, but this is with any woman, right? This is something that you should be able to do with anything you do, even in business, family, kids. If you are intentional, purposeful, your life's gonna be so much more better because things are going to fall into alignment, because the person you're dealing with is gonna understand the assignment. I'm trying to tell you, when you have that purpose, when you're truly a man who knows what you want and you go after it, you're gonna have so much more success, and you're gonna thank me later, because that's gonna lead me to number 6. Number 6. You know how I let it sing a little bit. Okay, older women will try to control the frame if you let them. This goes back to that control thing we were talking about. When you're dealing with women, older women specifically, if you, like I said, if you're not that guy who's gonna, be a man, stand up for yourself, and let her know how things are, man, she'll control it. She'll let you know what she wants. She'll be telling you what to do. She'll be, planting these seeds in your mind, so now you're feeling like, oh, I need to do this, so, I can be better than her last guy. Like, I'm telling you, this shit is real. You gotta be careful when you're dealing with a lot of women. If you're not on game and you don't know these things, this is how men get used, abused, just ran through the mud. They lose everything. They get with these women, they get into these marriages, not even thinking. They're having these kids, and now, every kid, that's 18 years of your life gone, right? That's 18 years of your life dedicated to that kid, because let's be real, when you have a kid, that's a big time just going, all that time is gonna be going away from you and put onto that kid. That kid now becomes more of a priority. So now you can't even go out as you used to. You can't really be free as you used to, right? Because now you're thinking about that kid. And if you're with a woman you don't want, if you're with a woman you don't want, and you have a kid, I feel bad for you. And that's why I'm so goddamn protective of who I'm fucking. All right, you gotta make sure, if you having sex, man, I'm trying to tell you, you gotta be careful, right? Like, there is a risk involved with sex. Yeah, I know it feels good, it feels great. But if you slip up and you have a baby with the wrong woman, your life could be over, because the most important decision you're going to make in your life as a king is the woman you select to be your queen. I'm trying to tell you, if you fuck that up, everything else is gonna get fucked up too, right? So ensure you set boundaries, you make sure that you're a purposeful, intentional man, and you're letting things be known. It should be going the way you want it. You don't want it to be one of those relationships where the other person feels fucked over. You want to be mutually interested in each other. But I'll tell you, if you're just casually dealing with older women, though, you're in the process of dating them, yeah, make sure you're in your masculine frame, man. Don't let them tell you how shit should be. Like, oh yeah, you need to be doing this, or you need to be doing that, or only deal with men who take me on fancy dinner dates. Hey, listen, baby, well, you go find that man, because I'm obviously not the one for you, and you're definitely unqualified to be with me. Long time? No, see. Fuck you talking about? I'm trying to tell you, you gotta be a bit cutthroat when it comes to loving on yourself, right? You gotta love yourself first and always respect yourself to the fullest, right? Hey, comment the word value if you get us some value right now, man. Right now I'm going to Best Buy. You know how, man, I'm about to go pick up these headphones. That's gonna lead me to point number 7. This guy's skateboarding in the middle of the street. He almost get hit by a fucking car. This fucking idiot. All right, let me stop. That's that rich life. That's that rich laugh. All right, look. Number 7. If she had a pattern of failed relationships, you're next. Now, what does failed actually mean? Well, failed simply means, hey, look at how that relationship dynamic went. You know, sometimes I like to hear what a woman has to say about the last party. You know, I ask about the last relationship, right? I want to see if she's just gonna say, oh, he did this, he did that, he did this, he did that, but she did absolutely nothing wrong at any point. That's just the case. So you're telling me he did all these things wrong, and not just one guy, but every guy you were with, every single one of them did something wrong. None of them were good. No, you don't get that. They were all just fuck people. You know, just fucking terrible, fucking human beings. These guys should be evacuated off the face of this earth. No, come on, bro. You know damn well that you had something to do with that relationship, and you know why? Because even if you didn't, it shows what type of woman you are when it comes to your poor decision-making skills. Fuck are you talking about? So, when it comes to it, if that woman had a pattern of failed relationships, there was just nothing good, she just had all this misery, all this shit going on, what do you think is gonna happen to you? That is not a woman you should be dealing with long-term, and I stand on it. And that's gonna lead me to number 8, man. Older women tend to be more sexually direct. When I was dealing with a lot of older women, things would escalate relatively quickly. You know, man, I'm like, man, you know, they're pretty direct and they really know what they want. They're not scared to express themselves, you know. I love dealing with older women, honestly. You know, it gave me a lot of experience on how women move the game. You know, I get to see the manipulation tactics. I get to see the ins and outs, right? But man, let me tell you this. Just because they are more sexually direct, that doesn't mean they're higher quality. I don't want you to confuse the idea of how a woman's, you know, she's easily just, you know, giving it up to you, or she's just, you know, making sure you're sexually satisfied. Look, if that's the only value she's bringing to your life as a man, if a woman is only there giving you some sex and that's it, you're in a world of fucking cluelessness. Because if that woman isn't truly adding value to your life in some way, shape, or form, the only thing she's contributing is sex. And you're paying for X, Y, Z, you're doing this for her, you're elevating her, you're doing all these things, and the only thing she could do is give you some sex. You're probably sitting there, well, that's all I want. Well, maybe so, you know, if you're, you know, one of those guys who are not even thinking about that, but any woman who comes into my life needs to be adding some sort of value, right? What does that look like for me? Oh yeah, baby, I'm about to shoot this content. You know, hey, get in one of my videos. Hey, baby, you know, I'm about to go do some work real quick. You know, hey, baby, cook for me. Make me some food so I don't gotta go ahead and cook. You know, I don't have to waste my time on that task. You know, I can spend my time on higher level activities that are gonna bring me to the best situations so I can bring us to a better destination, right? It's just the small things. And people don't think about it. Deal with women who are actually gonna bring that value to your life. And if they don't do it. I'm trying to tell you, you don't want to be dealing with the wrong woman and even get married to the wrong woman, because if you do, that's going to lead us to point number 9. Most older women, they want the marriage. They want to be that, you know, exclusive title just with you. I'm married to this guy. They're married to you. But most of them don't want to be wives. Most of them want the ring on their finger, but they don't even want to carry out their characteristics and embody the traits of a woman who's meant to be your wife. Think about that. How many times have you heard a woman say, oh man, you know, I just want to get married, or oh man, you know, maybe you're dealing with a woman, maybe you're even in a relationship, and she keeps pushing this agenda. She keeps almost forcing this idea of marriage down your throat. They're doing all that, but here's the thing. Pay attention to their habits, their actions, the things they're actually doing. A lot of women will say, yeah, I want to be married. I want to be, you know, in this nice long-term relationship with this guy. We're going to have a fruitful life. but they don't know how to be a fucking wife. They don't want to learn. It's not that they don't know how either, right? Because we can learn. We're humans. We can learn. We can, go through what we need to go through. Every person is different. So when it comes to being a wife, you have to be, learn how to be a wife for that person. The same way you have to learn how to be a husband for that woman. But here's the thing. If no one, especially that older woman, is ready to even do that, you're gonna be in for a world full of trouble. You're gonna be sitting there like, oh man, I'm with this woman now. God damn, she doesn't know how to be a wife. She don't even suck it. She don't even suck it right. You're sitting there like, oh man, this woman, she's got me fucked up. You know what I mean? I gotta pay her for this, gotta pay for that. I can't leave her because, oh man, we didn't sign a damn prenup. Like, man, you're going through it. This is why you have to be so careful. You have to always be vetting a person out. For 50 years, you could be with a woman. But on that 51st year, she can wake up and say, hey babe, babe, fuck you. That's it. And now your life just did a whole 180. And everything is about to get crazy. That's gonna lead me to my last and final point that'll wrap everything up. And we can end this off. Older women respect purpose more than anything else. If you are a man and you are on your purpose, you are on your shit, and you are truly putting your all into everything you do, you're gonna have the most success, not only with older women, but in life. Because you're truly going after it. You're truly acting in accordance with the man you say you are, with the man you want to become. And a man up above sees that. He's going to reward you with so many blessings. So that woman that also sees that you're on your purpose, you're on your grind, you will obtain your shine. But understand, those things do take time. So with that being said, I hope that helps you. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. I'll see you later.